Hey guys, Dan The Wolfman here. Thank you for checking out my videos. Go to thecombatsystem.com for all your mixed martial arts needs. And please subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure to go to thecombatsystem.com and subscribe to my YouTube page. Boom! Wolfman breakdown. Metamoris 6. Josh Barnett, heavyweight champion, versus Ryron Gracie. Guys, I'm going to break it down. I'm going to tell you why you should listen to me and pay attention to what I have to say, because I've been grappling, judo, mixing it up since 1995, training hardcore in all. Started Gracie Jiu-Jitsu January 97, training with Dan the Beast Severn, wrestling, combat wrestling, and training in catch wrestling and shuto and pancrase, all at the same time back in 1997. Trained with a lot of pancrase fighters, a lot of shuto fighters. And guys, Eric Paulson, Josh Barnett's trainer, actually put a 1-minute video I made, and I'll edit it at the end of this video, with my training partner, one of my young amateur fighters, a couple weeks ago. We got in the same weird, what I call Russian cowboy or 2-on-2 facing the legs position or butt mount. So I'm going to break that down. I had a video years ago showing how to do all these 2-on-2 knee bars mostly, and at the end I show it to hold. So I've been teaching this stuff for a really, really long time. Basically, I'm a catch wrestler, and I call my style real catch wrestling or Catch-Jitsu, catch wrestling, jiu-jitsu. Boom, you got to understand it all. You have to understand riding, heavy pressure, osahikomi, judo, pins, wrestling, catch wrestling, pins. You have to understand all this stuff. Plus, guys that were the Combat System subscribers, all 16,000 of you, thank you very much. In a weird twist of fate, that YouTube account got shut down, none other than by Metamoris. So maybe I'll talk more at the end and what you can do possibly to help me out. Hell, Gracie or whoever's at Metamoris, please do it. And the reason that got shut down is because I uploaded a video at Metamoris. I interviewed all the fighters and Braulio Systema, and even Henry Gracie I interviewed. And anyway, I uploaded the match I took of Shinya Aoki, who I actually rolled with last week in Singapore. A match between Shinya Aoki and Ryron Gracie. And I uploaded a video because I had the best angle. All the videos out there and the official videos, I had the only angle of the really finish off the mat with the 10-finger guillotine. And I put in the description, just so you know, hey guys, any Gracies associated with the event, if you want me to take it down, I will. I mean no disrespect. I appreciate all of you. A really long description. And for 2 years it was up. And then boom, I get a copyright claim. Yeah, I didn't own it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have uploaded it. But I've been emailing them and I've been messaging them on Facebook and asking them to please take down that copyright claim, because I had 20 years of MMA knowledge that no one else really has. No holds barred training with all the world's best fighters and 2,500 videos. All gone. So you guys can't get it back unless they're very, very nice to me. So please, Gracies, be nice to me. I trained with you guys before. I put you in magazines and all this kind of stuff. So boom, there it is. So we're going to be talking about this match. Now before I get into Josh Barnett versus Ryron Gracie, I'm going to quickly mention two other previous matches. One is Josh Barnett versus Dean Lister, and all I'm going to say about that is Eric Paulson was calling for one of my favorite moves, the spiral ride from wrestling to hammerlock. I believe that's what he was calling for. I've had videos on it. I just put a new video on it last week. You can find that on my page. Learn MMA and Catch-Jitsu. Also subscribe to my alternative new page, catchjitsu.com. Anyway, the other match is Sakuraba versus Renzo Gracie. I do have a very short 30-second video talking about how actually Renzo Gracie in the guard with the deep hook could have went for an arm scissors catch wrestling style on Sakuraba. So you should look that up. And also besides that, I actually think about 10 minutes in when Sakuraba got swept, it's because he was attempting a move, a video I put on his page, inside a cradle to a gravity choke submission. I think that's actually what he was attempting when he got swept. If that's true, I don't know. If so, sorry Sakuraba. So I put that on his page. I actually trained with Sakuraba before. Guys, I've trained with Dan Severn, I've trained with Shudo Pancrase fighters. I've been doing the catch reverse toe hold ankle lock since 1999. I learned it from a pancrase fighter that Barnett attempts in this video I'm going to show you. And just with Judo Gene LaBelle and Gokar Shavichian and just all the world's best MMA fighters and fight teams. I've been there, I've done that, even though I have haters on the net. I've been there and I've been doing that since the no hold bars days. So that's why you should listen to this video. Okay, my partner, please come in. For the first of this match, for the first 3 minutes, it was all stand-up. Now, Josh looked like maybe he was out to prove himself so he could win with technique and not just bowling strength. He did ride heavy a couple times, and he should be riding heavy in all grappling and catch wrestling, but he didn't use too much power, and mostly it was hand fighting. Just a lot of hand fighting and grabbing wrists, and Ryron Gracie did actually quite a bit of plum clinch, but he was very tall. And oftentimes in this, he would shrug, and you hear Eric Paulson telling him, Josh, to shoulder shrug it off. Okay, so Josh was doing that a lot. I like to try and go to a wrist lock from that shoulder shrug, take down into the Juji Gatami armbar. But this was a lot of what it was. Ryron Gracie, in my opinion, was way too high. Maybe he knows he's going to be on his back. He doesn't care. He's hoping to grab a guillotine on the way down from a double leg attempt. But he was very, very high, and I'm surprised Josh didn't really shoot a hard underhook earlier or go for a double or single leg. Though Josh is kind of a little bit more like me, kind of more stand-up. Our styles on the top game, anyway, are very similar. Even if I'm not as good, who knows? But our grappling styles are very similar. So Josh is out here, they're hand fighting, they're collar tying, they're shucking off. 3 minutes in, eventually Josh shoots to a nice right underhook. Okay, and guys, I just did videos on the snap down in front headlock position. Lots of videos you should learn. People are going, what was that takedown? It's been around for thousands of years in every culture. It's called a snap down, okay? It's nothing new. He was here, he kind of shucked him here, got the chin strap, and then he cow catchered him a bit, spun in, and dropped down. Boom. On the way down, Ryron Gracie shot that leg through, got half guard. I'll scoot him this way. He did have this chin strap a bit. Now from here, even in half guard, sometimes you can submit the guy with cobra neck crank. Josh could have put a little more pressure there, or you can look to climb to mount and pass and go 5-finger guillotine style. But that didn't happen. On the takedown, Josh had this. He extends his neck to defend. He pushes, I think maybe had the elbow on the leg, I'm not sure. Just extend his body and got out of his chin strap. Now, boom, they're there in the half guard. Josh had these double underhooks. This was the big thing. Now, sometimes he had regular triangle half guard here in Gracie, and a lot of times he had this inside butterfly hook half guard, and this foot was usually actually like, bottom of the foot was on the calf, which is pretty good. Actually, defensively, that's better against a leg locker like Barnett because I do toe pulls. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you, I have a 1-minute video with my training partner. It looks exactly the same finish, almost exactly the same, even Eric Paulson said that. And then I'll put about 3 to 4 minutes of me hitting not only regular traditional figure 4 toe holds, but reverse toe holds, magic armless toe holds, toe presses with your heads, toe pulls in half guard, and all kinds of stuff, grabbing those toes, ankle lock submissions that most people don't know. Okay, anyway, Josh had these deep, deep underhooks and did put some pressure here. And mostly this is what was going on. Now, there's 8 main points. And so we're really going to break this down even more detailed than the Gracies did because they made it right after. I like Ryron Gracie, never met him. Seems like a very cool guy. Henner I interviewed before. He was cool at Metamoris. Just so you guys know, when I trained with Henzo before, and Helson a lot back in the day when I started. Holker and Hoyler a couple times. Well, once, and then Hoyler another time. I got video with him, picture with him at Black House Gym when I trained with Lyoto Machida and stuff. So anyway, the double underhook. When they had this double underhook position, Eric Paulson called for the far arm attack often, or V arm lock. Now often, what he calls a V arm lock is Shudo terminology for key lock, Americana, top wrist lock, Udigarami. So while he was riding high here, keep that butterfly. While he was riding high here, Gracie was putting his arm on the head, behind the head, and stuff like this. So bring your arm around. Yeah, so either here and here. So this is what Eric Paulson wanted to see. He wanted to see Josh putting the weight on the chest and coming over for some kind of, see even a twist out here, throttle V arm lock. That's when when you're riding a guy up high and he's already got these arms up, especially if that arm's coming on the top of the head or it's coming in front of the head, what you can do, put your arm up there. So he's pushing, trying to create pressure, getting it off, and then boom, he's looking to try and wrap that. So that's one of the things Eric Paulson was calling for. It didn't happen, but that's so you know, because this is a really learning experience. You want the detailed breakdown of what is actually going on from both perspectives. That was about 3-4 minutes in. 6 minutes in, this butterfly guard, or butterfly half guard, half and half guard, he passed to the other side. So at some point there was a scramble, bam, and they end up half guard over here. Now, right away, Josh is hugging the leg, inside control, or he's just tight to the hips. And always he's controlling the hips and being heavy, 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 heavy. So, let's see, pass quarter pin side with left arm, leg pin, body under both arms. So, eventually he passes this half guard, boom, comes out of this, bam, full side control, but he's into like judo osai komi pins. And now he's either here holding the leg or he's double under down here. Now when he was double under here, Ryron was aware he didn't want to get arm triangled, he didn't want to get double wrist lock. He was aware kind of defensively, but Eric Paulson, again, Josh's trainer, nice guy, I did talk to him last night. I confirmed this. I said, Eric, what were you calling for? So this is what he calls a reverse arm triangle hold or something like that, he said. I call it the Howie position. What Eric Paulson was calling for is, since he was down here and this elbow was kind of a little high, was to do a reverse, like a swimming backstroke, boom, to what he was calling shoulder. He was telling Josh shoulder triangle. So here's the Howie position. Now I have a whole video on the Howie position. Eric Paulson has some funny ones, just pinching the guy's nose, covering his face. You could just smother the guy there. I could take up this slack and then do a real choke. Okay, I can do a windshield wiper Dan Severn style, combat wrestling, neck crank. I can, this is one of my new favorite ones I've been hitting on my students lately, tickle these intercostal muscles so he puts that foot out, and Cobra Gatami, Mishima style, that's real catch wrestling, a sideways stretch. Or step through like Eric Paulson likes here, and you could do some other choking pressure here, but I like to just hip lock the guy from there. Okay, so that's all the stuff that didn't happen, that could have happened, so you should know the position. So that's what Eric Paulson was calling for. Let's see. While that was going on, and maybe this is why Josh didn't listen to Eric, is because he was down here anyway, and went for one of my favorite submissions. You'll see a lot of that. I'll edit in the reverse toe hold, what I used to call the catch ankle lock. I've had a video how to do it for years. Josh kind of was pushing the hip sideways, because most jiu-jitsu guys are always going to be hipping out. Their whole life they've been taught to shrink. Well, against a leg locker, that maybe isn't the best thing to do. Yeah, you'll be dominated flat on your back, but you're creating angles of opportunities. And Josh was pushing this leg. He didn't really get it secured, but he shot in here for this reverse toe hold. You can do it one-handed, put pressure fulcrum. I have a lot of videos on that, or double it up. Now he didn't get it that good, and Ryron extended his leg. Extend your leg up, boom. So he lost it. It was only there for a second. But Josh did win with that submission hold in the finals of a grappling tournament in 2014. And like I said, I've had a video on how to do it for a very long time with my friend, Ryan Bowe, who trained with, who was the #1 judo fighter, and now Team Noguera Dubai head MMA coach. Let's see. Josh then goes to 3/4 mount. He tries to really step over here, boom, but he gets caught in quarter guard. Then a little scramble happens, and he ends up in half guard on the other side, I believe. Yeah. So then he's pushing the hips, he's stripping, whatever. Josh kind of boom comes over here, and now he's here, and this arm. Turn this way, you can circle up. Turn and expose this arm this side. Now, obviously, Josh is pinning this with his weight, and he's looking to get the double wrist lock, aka Kimura. Josh is a big, strong guy, could probably pull in half guard. And in my video, Eric Paulson put on his page a few weeks ago, double wrist lock and all its variations. At the end of it, I showed the rocker or rocking chair Kimura double wrist lock. You can actually do it technically in half guard, which would be, had he gotten the hold, rock him, let him submit himself with his own body weight. Anyway, that didn't happen because Gracie's are all about defense, surviving, and he did against a giant weight of my 63 pounds for 13 minutes. So in that, let's give it up to Ryron Gracie. As he was going for this, he defended by bringing in that knee shield to bring it off. So bring your knee up and do the elbow push, armpit push. Right hand, boom, pushed him down. Now that made enough space that as Josh tried to regain his base and come up, he went for a leg lace heel hook position. We'll bring on the inside and wrap around, there's your leg lace. Bam! Josh has got to worry now because he's got wrestling shoes on. Is he a better leg locker? Yes. But he's got wrestling shoes on just like I always do. So he's pressuring, and eventually he splits these legs and comes up in half guard again, I believe. Let's see, make sure. Yeah, and right there's the first initial cool scramble. He's got this butterfly hook where it's kind of playing around. And at Josh, in this momentum, he comes through for the potential leg lock submission. He brings this knee through, shoots it through. I'm not sure if it was on the inside or the outside. It kind of started nice on the inside and ended up on the outside, I believe. And he's bam going for a knee bar attempt here. Okay, so this is the initial 2-on-2 position that happened, not just the finish. Josh is comfortable doing this. This isn't the first time Josh has done it. Maybe because the footage is available out there in multiple different sources, not just on Josh's page, maybe I'll edit it in. Hope I get lucky. Josh did it in 2 matches, semifinals, quarterfinals and semifinals in Millennia's Jiu-Jitsu tournament in 2012. So Josh has done this finish before. Let's see, give me a second, guys. That was 8 minutes in. From this position, they kind of scrambled. Bam, here, they end up, bam, somehow he switches his hips, Josh switches his hips. For a second, he was in my favorite 2-on-2 heel hook position. But Josh really wasn't pinching that tight yet, and it was kind of a loose scramble. I would have pinched tight and went for the heel hook myself, or toe hold heel hook like Boss Rootin' legs, with a toe press, like he was commentating on to get around the pancreas rules back in the day. I love this 2-on-2 position. Tapped a lot of black belts out with it. Okay? Or some anyway. But didn't quite have it, so Josh just comes back on top. Okay? So you want to be on top, whether it's MMA, street fight, even in a grappling tournament. I think everyone would prefer to be on top. Even if you're a smaller guy, you can be heavy. Okay? You got to learn how to wrestle. Let's see. Ryron Gracie got first half and half guard. When Josh came up, it was here and here tight on the back. And you see Josh trying to, I think right arm maybe stuff this, trying to come around the corner for the pass here, but Gracie's guard was too good. Boom, Gracie gets full guard. Now for a few minutes, it's Gracie time. And it's all guard action, and Josh is pretty defensive. First it's full guard, then it's high guard, he starts working up. Now Josh was good, he kept his hands off the mat. Before it was rubber, here. Then, eventually, it was rubber guard on the other side with real mission control, with the wrist looking at you, good. So here, now, Eric was worried because Josh's elbow was kind of in here. He was pinning the hip, but 2 inches makes a big difference. So you see Eric telling him to shoulder shrug back in. And what you do against rubber guard is you wiggle, 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 and you get your shoulders back in. So the guy's not so high on you, so you're more high on him. That's what he needed to do. But it was cool to see Gracie playing a little bit of mission control rubber guard for a second. Even though I like Sean Williams' guard, kind of better, leg hook guard better. Anyway, after that, pretty much it goes, Josh passes again. About 11.5 minutes in, Josh gets what I call the knee to face stretch cradle, okay? So, kind of here, and Josh got under here, boom, right away, that means Cradle City. Try to test his flexibility. From there, and you can see me do that, from there, Josh is here, and he's kind of coming in here, then he decides he's going to try a knee cut, knee slide pass. And bam, he's coming in here, and he's defending, both hands maybe, I'm not sure exactly how he was defending, but there was pressure, pressure, pressure. And this foot was somewhat not totally in control, and as he brought this foot out, and Eric was calling for it, other way, Josh went bam, and passed to the other side, and maybe controlled his hip either here or here. I think it was here at first, and then he switched. Bam, kind of this 3/4 Osai Komi nice pin that Josh likes. From there, it works into, bam, that arm's in, and it's more north-south, as Eric's calling for. And from there, it became this position. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. No, that's pretty much it. So that was a mix between Yoko Shiho Gatami, and then when he went more north-south, Kami Shiho Gatami, judo style, catch wrestling style, more like a 3/4 in between. Then he came to that kind of north-south position where I would be looking for a triangle from the top. If I was in here, bam, and I stepped to here, I would, of course, be looking to suck this up and work on the head and maybe a double wrist lock on this side. But before, now they're 13 minutes in, they're pretty tired. Before anything like that could happen, Ryron Gracie shot this through to a reverse triangle position. And now Josh could be in serious trouble if he got it locked in real tight. But as he threw it up, go ahead, throw it up again. As he was throwing it up, go, yeah, throw it up, inverted, Josh stuffed this arm back in. Now, here's the finishing sequence. Josh, he's been here before, I told you twice before, back in 2012, and probably other times, and many times as well, he even teaches a diving toe hold from here. Climbs up, bam, bam, just like I did to my amateur fighter. He posts his right leg, just like I did in my amateur fighter. Josh fell to the left at first, and he's thinking, he loosened up a bit, bam, he's thinking this knee bar, this armpit, awesome knee bar. Okay, Russian cowboy style. Look at my video on that. Wasn't quite there. Huron's kind of moving. Josh posts on that arm back, builds his base, comes back up. Here, this is starting to come over, and now the hips kind of slid underneath. Josh had this position. He's posting up, trying to come in, just like typical ankle lock defense. This slid out, knees here, boom. There's your toe hold finish. So it was kind of on the side here, but Josh is sucking those hips in. We should call him the thigh master instead of war master. Big old thighs, just like me. And when guys got big thighs, he can do 2-on-2 control even easier, pinching, okay? Whether it's me, Josh Barnett, or so the Hulk Palele, man, big thighs. If you get in a leg lock position with him, he trained in Japan a lot, besides just being a jiu-jitsu black belt, boom, pinches. I trained with him in AK, Thailand. Now, here, and the knee was bent, and right before it was just a quick transition, bam, he put the flex on, and Huron smartly tapped. Now, it was kind of bent, and that's why he had to tap, because the picture of the finish, I isolated, and it was maybe right about here, and the toe, the ankle was flexed. Now, could he push off? The hips are pretty isolated. Yes, he should extend this right away, but Josh has a 63-pound advantage, and he's worried. He took it on short notice, and he should be pushing this foot or my arm with this heel. So right as way as this was in here, survival, defend, kick out, bam, defend out, or kick my wrist. That's also an option. I'm doing here, or you can kick the arm as well. Bam, yeah, so let me put it on. Or here, you're getting in pain, right before you tap, push, kick out, and kick out. Bam. Then Josh would have had a transition back into knee bar, or probably because he was on his side, it would be reverse heel hook time from there. So we got the toe hold. That is the finish, really cool, 2-on-2 position. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really broke down a lot for you. It's Russian cowboy or butt mount or 2-on-2 looking at him. We talked about earlier the 2-on-2 heel hook position where, looking away from him, the 2-on-2 position looking at him is a little different, whether I'm looking at his feet or I'm looking at his face. That is pretty much the finish. I think I covered all the main stuff that happened in the match and the possibilities that were there. The Howie position you should know, that reverse toe hold you should know. Even that reverse toe hold, I used that, and then eventually in a scramble, got a heel hook when I rolled with this black belt I didn't know. Kind of the same weight disadvantage, advantage, and it looked very similar to this Josh Ryron Gracie match. Look up me competing against, not competing, it was a dojo match I called ahead a couple times in advance saying, hey, I've been training a long time, can I come train with you? In our second and third round, I taped it with Lecky Machado. Trained jiu-jitsu since 1984. Very cool guy. I had weight on him as well. But very similar in our movement, our style, and I go for that reverse hold, and he was in serious trouble, and then he scrambled to a sweep position, and boom, I countered with a heel hook. So it's very similar. Watch that video. I'm going to edit a lot, maybe that little bit of footage, I'll edit that in, and all these toe holds, and me going with my student, I'm going to put it on after this. Anyway, guys, Metamoris, like I said, shut down 2,500 videos, a lifetime of energy. Did they have a right to do so? Yes, absolutely they did. But they also have the power and the grace to give you guys back all those videos, all that knowledge, all the times I've sparred and gotten beat up by all the best fighters in the world, and these transitions that I've learned, and these setups that I've learned, and old cool judo videos that they should have out there in the world, and grappling videos and sambo videos and stuff like that that I have on my page. Metamoris, Hella Gracie, whoever else is involved, send YouTube an email. Give them my alternate view, Shinya Aoki versus Ryron Gracie video. Give them that URL. Say, we'll take it down. If that happens to re-upload, then my YouTube page comes back. I will totally take it down, just like I said in the description. It was up for 2 years. I said, if anyone has a problem with it, I'll take it down. Guys, you can let Metamoris know that. You can probably contact them on the website. You can even say, hey, I want to see Dan The Wolfman. Let's see what he got. So let's put him in Metamoris. Let's see him against Chael Sonnen, who, yes, I was supposed to fight in MMA years ago. Unfortunately, I tore my pec, and right before that, I tore something in my upper back. I had to cancel a month out. But I'd love to go against Chael Sonnen. I'd love to go against anybody. Anything like 98 kilogram or light heavyweight 205 pounds below. I'd like to be that catch guy below Josh Barnett. If I got to compete against Josh Barnett to do it, I'll do it. Metamoris, I even contacted you and said, I will compete for free if you make sure, take that copyright notice down and let me get my YouTube channel back. Because that YouTube channel allowed me to pay for my medications I needed each month. Guys, I didn't compete in MMA as much or grappling as anyone would like to see, including myself, because I have lupus, horrible autoimmune disease. learn more about lupus, learn more about MS and other autoimmune diseases, how it affects people, but I've learned how to train 5 days a week, how to still coach, how to be involved. I can still compete and hang, as I've proved, with top guys. Watch me roll with Yushin Okami. Hopefully I can get my Akiyama footage back up with this black belt, Lecky Machado. Put me in Metamoris or Polaris or EBI. Or, you know, I'm talking to Dan Severn, Ken Shermock. I'd love to roll with them, my old instructor, or go against Sakuraba or Minoa Man. Let's see it. Let's make it happen, guys. Please subscribe to this new page, Learn MMA and Catch-Jitsu. I hope you like this more detailed breakdown. I hope it was okay for you. And my other alternative page, Catch-Jitsu.com, that I'm kind of making mostly just grappling at this point, instructionals. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the flip side.
I always come on.
What?
I always do.
Go. Ass mount. Real check. One. 6. 7. Straighten your leg. Get out of it. Straighten your leg. Straighten your leg up. There you go. I don't have 2 on 1. I don't have legs. 9. 10.
Saying work to get out. Just wait. Kick anything. Do something. Don't just wait.
Hey guys, Dan The Wolfman here. Thank you for checking out my videos. Go to thecombatsystem.com for all your mixed martial arts needs. And please subscribe to my YouTube page.